Ladies and gents, we are here, and we are in the second round of Wondering Warriors Cup 2 already. There were 64 sets in the first round. That's right, 64 sets. We now have 32 sets this round, so basically the second round, a.k.a. the round of 64. MbL 3-0'd. He was the big favorite versus like 100th seed in his first series. Now he's coming in here seed 15 still, and he's up against rank or seed 50 Target. Target is a really solid player. When it comes to tournaments, he's always fully prepared. He doesn't play ranked as much. He doesn't play ladder as much, but what he does do is he shows up more prepared than a lot of the people that spend a lot of their time playing ladder. So Target, the underdog here, but I feel like he may have the better builds. He may have the better Civ picks, for example. For example, I see Hart, MbL's friend, questioning the Romans. We'll talk about that here in a second. So we'll see. Like, MbL's more of a adaptable type of guy, but on some of these maps, particularly Houseboat, if your build isn't good, could have some problems. MbL in the north playing as the Romans. Target down here in the south playing as the Italians. So I like Romans pretty much on all maps because you have the additional efficiency. So that 5% additional efficiency is super nice. So I think there's no question on whether or not you want to pick the Romans for that reason. Where I do feel Romans could be a problem. And oh my God, I want to scream. I hate it when people dock here. I'm really sorry. I'm going to get louder about this. No one should ever dock here. I'm going to explain why. Give me a second. But you know, a weakness of the Romans is that the Romans do not get demos, which could be an issue in a Fire Galley war. Now, Target, because he's a smart man, not saying anything about MbL. I love him. I think he's the smartest person I've ever met. But if you dock the outside here, you get 2 additional shorefish, right? So I want to explain. So right now, MbL's taking the shorefish here. So he's got 130 food left here. He's got 130 here. He's got 70 here. And then he's going to run out. His dock could still make fish, but he can't get the additional like 400, 600 shorefish on the outside. So I really think the proper play here is to do what Target's done with his dock. Now, what you can do, by the way, you can still dock outside first and then build your second dock in the middle for fish traps and whatnot. I don't have an issue with that. But this type of thing, it just irks me. Like, it's just like the one thing about houseboat builds that I think you have to do, you always dock the outside. And this is why the series is interesting. MbL was like, he kind of breezed through the first round. Maybe Target will have some interesting approaches here to give him some problems. So if you're Target, you're Italians, you're a great water civilization. It's cheaper to go up to the next stage. Might really want to consider taking the fight to MbL's water. He's just scouted the shoreline. You can't make demos. It's kind of hard to recover if you fall behind with fire galleys. So that's what I would consider to be the weakness of the Romans here. Apart from that, as we said, pretty good bonuses to work with. But Target, I think, planning on trying to click up here. And MbL the same. And even though I got a little annoyed with the inner dock, I think MbL's uptime is going to be really nice here. It's not cheaper for him like it is for the Italians. He'll drop off his food. It's not a devastatingly late uptime. It's actually very nice uptime from MbL. There he goes. And he's up at the same time as Target. So here comes Target. Target has his target. And that is MbL's water. And so he's going to run to the north. Now, will MbL try the same? Or will MbL expect this and go for 2 docks from home? See, this feels like, as MbL's checking the front, almost like MbL expects this. I think it is to be expected on this map. If you make it to the second round, you're good enough. You should know what people are going to try and do. And MbL has 5 vills here. I don't know how MbL always finds himself in these positions, but he's happy to vill rush down these 2 vills to try and deny the dock. And this is Target's whole plan. And so whether it was good fortune or all good, like, calculated timing for MbL, MbL finds the 2 vills, and that's huge. MbL just send a couple, 1 or 2 more vills than Target has. He has a barracks as well, so he could maybe make some militia, make some spearmen. And I think Target is going to have to adapt his plan here. I don't think that he can try this. Or he could bring more vills himself. And here we go. So he's dropped off. And now it's going to be 5 vills. So now MbL is going to build an archery range, and he's going to bring in the militia. So houseboat is already hard enough. Then you factor in all the vill fighting here. This is really awkward, especially to start a series. And I love this position for MbL. Normally, you're not going to get too excited about seeing militia if it's not going to be men-at-arms. But that one extra unit there certainly helps. And then MbL will also probably make a couple archers here. So this has been a start, guys. This has certainly been interesting. Target's going to make a galley so MbL can't dock on the front. And he's just going to make the second dock at home. Now, I saw a game in another series where initially the galley stopped a feudal age dock with 1 or 2 vills. But then later on, the other player just walked forward with 5 vills and just YOLO'd down a dock. You're not going to lose a vill to 1 galley in that instance. So this is not how Target would have wanted this to go. He also has not gallied the front. And MbL's outposting for vision. He got Town Watch. He's got outposts everywhere. Look at this vision from MbL. I love this. I think this is really smart. I think this should always be high priority for you on a map like this. Being active with the scout as well. And how different a game it could have been if MbL wouldn't have waltzed forward with the 5 vills. It seems like his plan was to go forward anyways. But hold on. Target's trying to sneak this way. Does MbL see that? Oh, you could tell he just patrolled again and then noticed it. Because his units were, he re-clicked his units. They were going the other way, and he clearly noticed this. This is a sneak. And MbL is just thinking, probably what I was thinking. As long as he's not dead early on, he's going to be in a fine position versus Target today. And he's got more resources collected right now. He's going to kill this villager as well. And the outposts pay off for MbL. I love this. I mean, he's gone crazy with it. And now has an archer coming this way. Target does have archers coming out defensively. So, let's not forget that you have to continually transport your vills. Very difficult to do on this map. And then the next order of business for food eco is, are players going to farm or are they going to fish trap? No fish traps yet. MbL still got 500 food remaining of the deep fish. But Target's got 500 as well, and he's gone up to 8 fishing ships. So cheaper fishing ships for him. He also has walled to this side. So could eventually overchop this, but it's unlikely he will for now. I just still kind of feel like at some point MbL is just going to be able to get a dock down, right? Like right now, MbL could get a dock down. He did see the archers from Target. And he's going to keep ferrying those vills across. Not a fun map to play if you're a pro player, but if you are a normal average Joe or a sub-average or below average, I don't know what the name of someone below average would be. Whatever it may be, as MbL's building a tower here, this is such an MbL tower. He's been spotted. It's just not a map for you, okay? This is more of a map for you to watch if you're a average player, I would just suggest. Little cheeky there from MbL. But there's the dock foundation. And Target has to see this. This would be so crazy if he doesn't see this. Okay, he spotted it. But it doesn't stop the dock. So now, as MbL also comes in over here, and Target needs to react in so many different spots, Target's walls are going to be broken down here. Target has to react to this, has to make fire galleys, and this is so good for MbL. Target wanted to be the one with initiative. MbL just swatted that away. And now, like, this isn't exactly an easy situation for either player to execute with. But MbL's got that forward dock down, which can threaten all the fishing economy. And he's got the archers in the back. Target can't keep up. Target can't keep up. He knew this was going to happen, but he also was trying to snipe these vills over here, I think. He loses his 2 archers there. All this pressure is on Target's side. And MbL is going to be so freaking happy with his performance here. It's been a great start. Stopped the forward dock. And now he's got a forward dock, and his archers have also broken through. The target is in full stabilized mode. He'll probably end up killing these archers. But MbL will be very happy with the damage he's gotten here. Target's just going to, like, fine, I'll lose one more Vil. Just Vil rush this down for a sec. Doesn't actually lose another Vil yet. And we'll probably clear this up. But look at MbL's resources. MbL's got some really nice resources. But. And this is a big but, okay? No demos available for MbL. So this forward dock probably won't accomplish much at all. If you could pop out with a demo here, then you can hit 3 ships. Then you can recover with 1 dock versus 3. But that's just not going to happen here. Target gets the walls down. Target might need to use his market. Might need to build a market. But he should be able to click up. And from here, we'll see what MbL chooses to do. I saw someone else make a forward monastery on this map. It's kind of annoying to deal with because if you go forward monks, you can convert their fire ships. It's like, it's a very awkward thing for the opponent. Now, that might not be so easy because MbL gets surprised by Target. MbL is just not expecting there to be units here because you're not used to the transport being able to bring units over like that. Yeah, MbL's dock, I don't want to say it was a waste because you did force Target to invest, but it doesn't end up accomplishing much. I think for MbL, he's just going to drop town centers. He's just going to try and boom a little bit. Maybe we will see the Siege Monk. But Target's hung on, showed his quality. It has to be nerve-wracking, though, that everything you do will be spotted by MbL because of an outpost. He doesn't know about this outpost. But now MbL can see this, and MbL is just like, all right, he's going to go for knights. He has to go for knights. There will be no surprises. MbL also has pretty good scouting of what Target has available back here. Target does too, though. This is a nice corner to have. MbL's base is kind of wide open, right? It's not walled over here. This area, this will be protected with a TC, but it's just a lot of exposed eco for him here. And Target will also see that town center. Target on 15 fishing ships. No fish traps on a lot of these yet, but it could eventually become that. And Target will add the scout. And yeah, MbL's full boom. I think this has been a really nice opening from both players here. Again, the weakness for MbL this series is just going to be the build's early feudal. He's just not a player who's quite as crisp with his openings until he gets a lot more practice on the maps. I think right now, he's kind of expecting to be the favorite in the second round. And he had no problems in the first round. He got to see how everyone else is playing. I mean, he's not coming in here with zero information. MbL did make a bunch of houses. That's true. Now the question is, will he get housed at 85 pop? let's say 90 pop because he's probably going to make a TC. Wow, that's a crazy TC. He's also making a cav archer now. Target building a second TC and then a third TC. And so leaving his walls. And we'll make a couple knights. Guys, this game goes late. MbL doesn't have any tools to finish this off right now or do any real damage. He's just booming. And Target as well. The knights could get some harassment in, but still. Bold Zono says, isn't MbL doing a major error by not fish trapping? I think it's just... Fish trapping is definitely a player preference thing. A lot of people are just going to make the 7 initial fishing ships and then put them on fish traps and go to TCs. But there are other types of players, like Viper would be doing the fish traps and he'd still be producing fish. That's what Target's doing. I think if you have the ability, I mean, MbL does have the ability. I do think that you really want to be prioritizing fish traps here, yes. But MbL is just taking it up a notch and dropping TCs. Okay, so he's going to be at 95 pop space. I don't think he'll go to another TC. MbL would have to be really unlucky not to get a conversion there, and he converts that knight. But res collected, super close. Welcome in, guys. Salutes. I'm seeing a lot more people here. Welcome, guys. Hope you're having a good one. Second round. Wandering Warriors Cup 2. The scout for Target just went down over here. There's just random buffaloes. There will be somebody that asks me about these later on. And says, like, what's the blue in the north of MbL's base? Because they just got here. I don't think MbL will find those buffaloes. I think if Romans can get to Genoese crossbow and bombard cannon, it's... Did I just say Romans? I mean Italians. Could be really good against Romans. But Romans could go... I mean, Scorpion, Siege Ram, Halp. It could have some potential here. Both players on stone. MbL's got more on stone. And he's dropping a siege workshop now. Maybe MbL's strategy is to build a castle here. And then he can somehow take water control over Target. Target has more eco. More workers right now. And a lot of that is the fish traps. So, but if you lose the water at all, then you lose like 20-some fish traps. And you're also not really investing into farms, right? So I think it actually evens out here. I think, if anything, I mean, again, it depends on the player. But in my situation, I would consider it to be much easier to play from MbL's position economically. Man, these outposts are crazy, though, right? Like, MbL won't be surprised by anything. And, okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. 95 pop. 95 pop. This is what we talked about. Because MbL preemptively made a bunch of houses. Is he going to get super pop locked here? And then panic build a bunch of houses. He always tends to build them right on a wood line. Or right where it would block off farms. Which really annoys me. He deleted the starting TC because he got sick of transporting them. He did add some fish traps too. And oh, MbL. He might have got slightly housed. But we have a dedicated house builder. Alright. This is good. This means he's in good shape. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Here comes MbL. MbL is not on the way to the Imperial Age, but what he is doing is dropping a castle on the shoreline of Target. That is Target's imp TC, by the way, and I'm pretty certain he's used this TC for all of his researches and his techs. MbL's monk still looking around for relics. We'll find that knight, potentially. Target might need to make more navy just to protect his fish traps, which is so awkward. It doesn't really add a lot of other benefit to you. Target, he did take out MbL's outpost, but MbL could still see this. This is going to be a castle from Target, and MbL does have a mangonel here. 2 mangonels here. Oh, this could be dangerous for Target. This could be very dangerous. He has no clue about that. This would be so good for MbL if he could deny this castle. 1 big shot. 2 big shots for MbL. Perfect micro from MbL. He's killing all the vills. He'll still kill the mangonel as well. He'll also convert the knight. And no, Target's in an awful position. He wanted to go imp with a forward castle. It could have worked. But MbL's map control, MbL's vision, just gave him an idea that that was happening. Now MbL's going to take all this stone, all this gold. He could potentially dock over here. And he's going to castle here. And that is a sucker punch there to Target. Because if that castle's up, MbL could be in big problems here. Still not being an imp. Vision is king. Yeah. Getting the outposts up. Really important for MbL for multiple reasons. This castle will just be more of a defensive castle. That's still fine. The resources are still ridiculous for Target. And MbL still has not clicked up yet. What in the world? He's going to drop another town center. So this is going to be TC number 6 for him in total this game. But he deleted the initial one. Target, what's his plan? It seems like his plan is to make Genoese. Look at MbL's unit creation. Not the first time I'll say this, but sometimes when you watch MbL play, it feels like you're watching an extreme AI. 4 skirms, 2 cav archers, a couple centurions, a spearman, a mangonel, a ram, a transport, a fire galley. Like, literally just making a little bit of everything. I don't know what you full commit to, though, in this position. He didn't expect Target to make so much navy here. Look at that. That's a lot of galleons. And actually, it'll pay off because MbL's not looking here. And so MbL's eco, which is supposed to be superior, is not really going to be that superior anymore after these losses. That hurts. Like, I think MbL is going to be happy that he forced his opponent into War Galleys here, because the War Galleys can never leave this pond. But if MbL invests into this and loses it, it also might not be so good. Target. Oh, no. It's Trebuchet. I mean, he's doing too many different things. And that's a really expensive loss. He's trying to get a buildup of siege to eventually deal with this. But that Treb was a painful loss. You got to mass up your Trebs, guys. Cannon Galleons coming in, though. Let's go. What would be so sick for Target, and I don't know how he'd do it, but just YOLOing a Vil around the corner and just running in here and docking himself to be able to take the pond control. Look at all the eco MbL has around that. Would actually be a really big deal. Obviously, you'd expect that MbL would see it, but you never know. And MbL is going to make fire ships here. It just feels like he's buying himself time, but buying himself time for what? I don't think Target really needs the fish traps right now. He can always add some farms. MbL's castle will definitely go down. And MbL's losing cav archers. MbL's going to lose his fire ships. MbL's going to lose that castle. We'll see if MbL loses this castle, though. We've got Genoese. We've got bombard cannons. And MbL clearly sees the bombard cannon and the Trebs. But he doesn't see the Genoese. Maybe he doesn't see the monk there either. Should lose a Centurion to this. Extremely unlucky for Target, honestly. Target needs these Trebs alive. The bombard cannons need to get hits. MbL's just going to take the fight. Bombard cannon takes one mangonel. The next one is microed by MbL. The Centurion takes one of the Trebs. I think the other one will go down as well. But Target killed a lot of expensive units there. And Target will take down this castle. And MbL's still not an imp, but he's about to be there. What unit can MbL make here? Genuinely, I think Scorpions is his best play. Like Scorpion Ram? Maybe Onager? All of those things are tough, though, if there's bombard cannons out. I'm very surprised this castle's still standing. MbL will have a stone issue, though. He has sunk so much repairs into both of these castles. I don't think he's going to have castles throughout the map. MbL is massing a lot of fires and getting fast fire. He may actually be able to win a fight on water here. I really doubted he'd be able to do that. Like, look how many he's popping out with. That's a crazy amount of fires. And Target never got Galleon because Target didn't want to overinvest here. But MbL surprises Target, surprises me with crazy fire ship numbers, and is going to keep that castle up for now. The fish traps here are still exposed, and there's a lot more strength in numbers here for MbL. Did lose his castle over here, still has problems over here, but if Target loses control of this and MbL can make some Dromans here, this could be a really big problem for him. That cannon galleon is stuck inside the dock. You see that? I've never seen that before. It's not really firing either. But I guess maybe he couldn't send the ship outside of the dock because of the fishing ships there. Heavy Scorpion and Ballistas now, so MbL is going to opt for the cheap and fast-firing Scorpions of the Romans. But we have elite Genoese crossbowmen here for Target. MbL stopped producing, so I guess he's not going to fully take control. The Target's starting to branch out. MbL's relics are in this monastery. Those 5 relics, I brought him in 1,500 gold. MbL needs to try and snag every upgrade he can for these Scorpions. Get siege engineers if he hasn't already. And I guess he's just going to use this right side. He's going to try and control this right side, hold this right side, and then hold the left. And then eventually, I guess his opponent runs out of res. Maybe that's the thinking. The Target having this much on stone, having this much on gold is so important right now with the elite Genoese crossbow. And well, MbL's going to get a tech I rarely see, and so I still don't even really know how to say. Comatenses? Comma-tenses? If we're talking about the tenses of commas? That adds attack Actually, I think it affects infantry, and it also affects cav, but it gives the cav some charge attack. But, I mean, you're going cav against Genoese crossbow. It does really feel like Genoese crossbow bombard cannon is just the perfect composition against the late game of Romans. Now, the MbL can use the cav here. Honestly, this is the absolute key. If he can raid down here, that would be great. Because the Genoese crossbowmen and the bombard cannons have to stay bunched up in the middle. I think Target needs to sense that that possibility is there and fully stonewall this area. MbL will think of that. It will happen. He's too good not to. But for those... Like, type a 1 in my chat if you've never watched Target play a competitive series before. No shame, by the way. I fully understand. He's seed 50. Did run an event called Titans League. Ran multiple seasons. He performed very well in golds. It showed his ability there. So if you didn't watch that, maybe the event will come back someday. But he's lived up to the hype here. And he's got a great pop. And he's giving MbL some problems. And again, the Scorpions are just getting battered down by the bombard cannons. And so I just don't know if this is going to be enough for MbL right now. Bombard cannons have done so much. And the cav from MbL can't get anywhere close. MbL lost this castle, by the way. If Target actually patrols over here, he will take out all the docks. But he's distracted still with the micro. And that is why I think MbL needs to go somewhere the Genoese crossbowmen are not. Just like we had said. Seems like that's his plan. Target. Ooh, his fire ships are actually going to melt the cav a little bit here. He needs to ensure he's walled here. Does Target see this right now? He's got palisades in some spots. Okay, he drops some houses. Isn't that still open? The deer is moving. Ah! Oh, man, the deer blocked the wall. The Target's still pushing here. Target taking out the dock here. Target is going to have like 20 of his pop stuck in the water, which isn't great. But it seems like he's trying to get his food eco up so he can think about raiding MbL soon. And I gotta question this technology. Well, I questioned the Civ choice at the beginning for reasons I explained. But, like, even going for Cavalier does not feel like a great play. I would prefer light cav, so you're at least not losing gold. Oh, wow. Centurions are back here. Oh, my God. Target did notice this. The units must have gone through here. They went through that palisade. Oh, man. Target doesn't see that. That's actually doing crazy damage. 25 villagers killed because of that. MbL, maybe he takes the fight that he just took because of that. Because of recognizing it. And I think Target just noticed. Because Target's Genoese are not backing away. Yeah, it looks like he did notice. Needs to get Genoese back there. The Scorpions took out a lot of Genoese crossbow. And just like that, Target's population has just disappeared. MbL this whole time... Oh, this is a big castle. But MbL this whole time has basically been banking on the fact that he is going to have more map control and he is going to have more res collected. And guys, this raid, the difference between a stone wall and not having a stone wall has just devastated Target's eco. Down to 86 eco. This castle, though, is nice. It gives Target access to more gold. But it's going to take him time to get a big, massive Genoese up again. He's getting Pavise now. That'll add some armor. And MbL has collected 12,000 more resources. But these Centurions were the MVP here. 35 kills on these things. And they're still not dead. Yeah, there's not enough eco for Target to stop a siege ram push right now. If MbL can get siege ram going, he could start to break down walls and take down castles. And there's the siege ram tech. That seems to be MbL's plan. What a hold from him. It has looked so dicey. But he found a way into the back. These things are still alive back here. This guy's just waiting in the corner. And, you know, there's still one more chance for Target. And it is just another massive bombard cannons with the Genoese. But it's looking rough for him. Because he's in full stabilized mode. Can't really push. Cannon galleons here will chip away. But let's see if MbL can choo-choo down a castle here with these rams. He's about to have siege ram. And there's no bombard cannons. MbL Scorpions. He's clearly distracted. This is pretty sloppy. He's going to lose his scorpions. He's like, whatever. They're cheap. Yeah, this castle feels like a goner. And then if this castle goes down, I feel like this castle will go down as well for Target. He can't allow that. You can lose one of them. You can't lose two. Target needs to use that castle to focus down the scorpions if he can. And he needs those cannons to start popping out again. Genoese do not take out the rams very quickly at all. Yeah, there's the castle focusing down the scorpions. It's the right move. Maybe he can panic out some light cav and keep this castle up. But MbL is just growing economically behind this. He also killed all of these villagers and has more rams coming in. MbL, just kind of like a boa constrictor right now. He's fully surrounded his opponent. And the Centurions in the back just keep on giving. I think even though the technology for MbL is horrible compared to what his opponent has, it's good enough to grind his opponent down until he basically has nothing. It is a wild scenario, though, because there's 60 Genoese. Like, Target, he's losing eco, he's losing castles, but he's not losing his Genoese now. I've seen some rare games like this where a death ball like this can still win the game. MbL trying to convert what he can, but dude, like, guys, this is no joke. MbL's losing stuff faster than he can create it right now. I think he still needs to prioritize maybe some ramming on the right. God, it's stressing me out. The Centurion's still alive, but I guess that'll be dealt with. Obviously, MbL's just thinking he can eventually take out the Genoese with enough rams. Sorry, not enough rams, but enough scorpions. But there's still 60 of these Genoese out there, and the bombard cannons are still taking out the scorpions. I don't know, though. He's getting quite a few kills when he attacks with the scorpions. Feels like he's going to be happy with that. The rams are soaking up a lot of the Genoese fire, so the cavalier can even get in. MbL just has targets squished into the corner, and that is doing just enough here. The Genoese are getting destroyed by the scorpions every so often. MbL's got some great eco upgrades. He's got full map control. He's got the 5 relics, so he's going to last a while here, and the GG is called. Honestly, a really nice game, and this game actually puts these players exactly where I think they are, right? Like, I think that the civilization choice of Romans, maybe not the best. I think that, honestly, I think what helped MbL was his map control, was his aggressiveness, was his vision, right? Target had a nice position. He was on his way to the Imperial Age, but he didn't have the map control. And just at the critical moments, I think, started to take some losses. Not getting his castle up was a big, big deal. And I think that delayed him initially. But then not walling this up. That raid with the Centurions absolutely saved MbL's behind here. Like, I think MbL could have been toast. If he didn't kill 40 villagers with 4 Centurions, Target's got over 100 eco. Target's got multiple castles. Target would have had the food eco to make light cav, which he really didn't have for the last couple moments. I think Target could have won this game. So I think MbL's level and his consistency held on that first game, but Target showed what he was capable of there. And yeah, MbL collected 25,000 more resources. That's no joke. He did end up having a positive KD. Said he created 70 scorpions, 73 scorpions, 126 cav. But yeah, the MVPs of the game were the 4 Centurions. Like, all of this stuff doesn't matter. It's all about those Centurions, man. It's also kind of wild that Target created 127 Genoese crossbow. That's really not a lot considering the amount of kills he had. He killed so many Cavalier. MbL made 126 Cavalier. He also killed so many Scorpions. MbL only has 14 of them on the map. But he was stuck in the corner, you know? He couldn't move out. I liked how MbL just kept sending new things for Target to worry about. The redock, the repairing of the castles. He just kind of felt like if he held the position, he would win eventually. And he made it happen. Welcome, guys. I missed so much. Let me talk about the TC positions, and then let me catch you guys up. Started the stream, got into the game almost right away. So a lot of you guys just got here. But we're officially in the second round. Ooh, MbL hasn't found a wood line. This is really going to be frustrating for him. He needs to see a wood line. Wood line. Wood line. Oh, my God. Walk. Oh, my. Okay, tree. TC. Okay, that's unfortunate for MbL. Typically, you see a wood line somewhere. So his TC's delayed. He is Hun, so I think they have ways to recover. And then Target is down here, and Target walked directly to the wood line. So Lithuanians have a really good start because they start with extra food. And essentially what that means is you keep Vils on wood because you don't need food for other things. And then you can get the early dock and the early fish. So expect a worker lead already for Lithuanians in normal circumstances. MbL gathering up some of the sheep with the transport. Target doing the same right now. There's always the sheep and the pigs around the little area in the middle. So it looks like both players know that. Mid-game is all about the Huns, right? Don't have to build houses. You could just... Your CA are super cheap. They're very free-flowing civilization. And then also very easy to play if you have the horse because you can scout the opponent. This is a recent change for the Huns. I actually really like MbL's TC position in the end, but he was delayed, so we'll be down in Villager. But yeah, this second round, guys, we'll have games all week. Sets are obviously much closer than they were the first round. Was super fortunate to have so many people watching during the early rounds, guys, so thank you. Really excited with how the games went. I'm glad to see you're excited for more content. Speaking of more content and, stuff, I do have a very important announcement at the end of this series. So, stick around after the series, and can't wait to talk about it, all right? But yeah, there were a couple sets this weekend of the second round, and we can look at the bracket too, and I could show you guys what happened if you missed it. Tell you where to watch. Is the announcement that you're demodding our base? That's not the announcement. That doesn't mean it won't happen. Sorry, our base. Have I not told you, our base? It's been a good run. It's been a good run. But I think it's time to move. I'm kidding. R2, thanks for the 11 months. Thank you, Super Nintendo Chalmers 1998. What a name. Thanks for the Prime. Stringer with the Prime, 2 months. JNS Row, thanks for the 2 months with the Prime. Figgle with 54 months. Ace John with 57. Thank you. D Carmona, thank you for the 19. Good to catch you. Thank you, Yanni, for the Prime. And guys, Johnny AoE, 36 minutes ago, made a massive donation to the channel, and I just now seeing it because I suck. Johnny, are you still here? He says, love your content. Keep up the good work. Donated $100. Thank you so much for that, Johnny. I hope you understand. Last game was really close. So, MbL just found Target's TC. So he knows where Target is. He also knows where Target is docked. But Target's got... He's actually done a really smart thing. If you're playing against the Huns, you probably don't want to scout with your sheep and scout with your pigs because they're going to have that horse out there. So brings in his boars. Did scout a little bit, but has them hidden underneath the TC for now. And then MbL going to bring in boar number 2, it looks like. Did have the shorefish, does have the fish. So I would describe this map as a late game map, but there is a lot of water to take advantage of. So going fast feudal to kill the opponent's fish is a really good strat. I think Lithuanians are one of the best at it, and I think that's in Target's plans. There's going to be a mining camp, so this pretty much tells us this is a water build. This will be his second Dark Age building. And then he's going to have everything on food until he gets the 500 to click up. Then shift everything off food to wood, heavy gold. Second dock probably to kill MbL's fish. And then transition from there. Yeah, didn't see anything from Johnny in chat, but thank you. Lurker Pro, what's up? Thanks for the Prime. Yan Man, what's up? Says, looks like the water is cold. It does look cold. Also, is MbL trying to block the fish with the transport? Let's see. It's really close distance to micro back and forth and block here. Like, you really have to be paying attention. Yeah, I mean, maybe it makes it a little less convenient for them if you sit there with your transport. Sometimes you'll see players do that if they're busy with other things. Spiro, with the 4 months, is currently going through a breakup. It's tough. You streaming brings me joy in these times, so I appreciate it so much. Stay awesome. Thank you. I think many of us have been there. Happy to be here, man. You'll get through it. Time heals all wounds. All right? You'll be through it. Well, time doesn't heal all wounds. There's some, you know. But in your case, I'm sure it's fine. Okay? I was thinking about, like, what if you got an arrow to the chest? I don't know if it's a... Let's move on. Let's move on. Sorry. Bone, thanks for the 30 months. Thanks for all the fun AoE. You're welcome. And there's MbL blocking the fishing ship. 2 docks here from Target. There's a reason I talk about the game and not other things here. Okay, so is MbL not on gold? There, he's going to gold now. I think he just realized he wasn't on gold. It's not that big a deal. But I'm a little surprised MbL's actually trying to compete on water here, because I think Lithuanians have the best build to hit the water, to push the water, but also because he had a bit of a late start. So I thought maybe he would play this more adaptable fast castle and that he wouldn't commit here. But no, he's committing 3 docks as well. And fire galleys are on the way out for Target right now. And Target's build looking pretty good. Did skip a lumber camp. So we'll see if he remembers to stack double bid axe. That would be huge. And actually only has 1 on gold. See, I don't think that he's expecting MbL to go water right now. Look, he hasn't seen the other docks, guys. Ooh, that's really interesting. He is now shifting a couple more onto that gold. But he added another fishing ship. I think he's expecting MbL to give up water. But MbL's chilling right here, Target. Aren't you going to look for the fish? Oh, he sees it now. See, that should instantly freak him out. And he needs to make more fires, which he's going to do. T90, have you ever been heartbroken? Oh, many times. Many, many, many times. Like, one time, I was playing a diplomacy game, and I told someone I wanted to be allies for life, and then they turned on me and killed my king. You know how long it took me to get over that? I was heartbroken for weeks. I was like, come on. I had perfect diplomacy. Why are you killing me right now? And then they apologized later. They said they did it for the stream content, but yeah, I was heartbroken. No, I've been actually heartbroken before, not just Age of Empires. I think we've all been there. Hey, if you want some good heartbreak music, whoo, just go download some A Day to Remember albums. Listen, get a gym membership and binge A Day to Remember and Atreyu, and you'll be living the life I lived years back. Okay, so this is all because Target thought MbL was just giving up water. He thought his build was so good that MbL would never dare contest, and MbL's contesting. And this is dangerous for Target. Like, he's like, what in the world is this? He just completely misread the situation. It's a shame, too, because he had the transport to be able to scout. And now, MbL, this is a pretty good spot. It's not like he's lost all of his fishing ships. He still has 2. He's Huns, so, like, in these moments, Target may get housed a little bit here or there. I don't know if there are any A Day to Remember fans, but I saw them in concert last weekend, and it was an incredible time, dude. Incredible time. I saw them, like, 6 years prior for the first time, so I've only ever seen them twice. And they still put on an amazing show. Really good. One of my favorite groups. If you ever want to get heartbroken, just listen to an American talk about geography. Hey, 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 hey. Are you making fun of me? We don't allow making fun of the streamer for other people to get over their heartbreak here, okay? Not all the time anyways. Boom, big demo. Not really? Man, this is crazy investment into water here. I think as the days progress, we are not going to see people commit this much to water. I really do. There's so many other resources on the map. I really think that if you transition towards Castle Age and get the TCs down when you're so far apart, that could be the difference maker. But I don't know. I've talked to some people. Some people think 3-Dock Galleys is really strong here. I think it's good that that's kind of up in the air. MbL has a lot of weak fires here, and now they're even weaker. And the fires for Target are just not plentiful enough right now. You do need to make mills on the shorefish here to transition your food eco. He's done that. MbL's kind of done the same. He's floating a lot more wood. But he's also making a lot more ships. And where are these demos coming from? MbL just said yes. And he even demos a villager there. MbL's going to win water here. And look at the score right now. I mean, Target kind of recovers a little bit. But man, this is so crazy because Target had the opening. He had the edge with the opening, but he didn't know MbL was adding more docks. Crazy how quick demos can turn things around. Also keep in mind that MbL's score is high because of his horse scouting the map. And wow, really nice recovery there from Target. It looked bleak. MbL scouting. Well, he's on auto scout right now with that horse. Only the Huns get. And then Target's pretty much left in darkness here, so. Jan says, since the music talk a few weeks ago, I've been listening to a lot of Atreyu, by the way. Didn't know them before. Oh. It's one of those groups for me that came at, like, a very special time in my life, right? So I never know if it's a group that is... Like, a lot of people like certain things because of nostalgia. I mean, Age of Empires might be an example of that, too. Obviously, I think Age of Empires is just a fantastic game, and it's not just purely nostalgia. I think it's both. But, yeah, you know how it goes. You guys probably all have groups you used to listen to. Bad day to be a captain on a ship. Especially those ships. But MbL under pressure again. Beautiful recovery from Target. Target is showing why he is ranked 50 in this tournament. Why I was hyping him up and saying he could actually beat someone like MbL. But MbL just hangs on. He stays in it, and that's how you describe him. If he can hang in... Ooh, 2 really big demos. He's usually going to beat you. You have to do damage to MbL by early Castle Age. And if not, he's one of the best players as the game progresses here. And I think, again, there should be a point where you say, I'm just going to give up on water. But maybe when you've committed so much, you don't want to do that. They've invested their entire existence into water at this point. Oh, wow. Okay, that demo actually escaped for MbL. Someone says, A Day to Remember kind of sounds like Blink-182, but metal. I don't think it's a fair comparison. I am a big fan of Blink, but I wouldn't say they're very close at all. We're going to have the Castle Age come in faster for targets. And then MbL is going to click up. Lithuanians can boom it out. Lots on wood for Target. Should be able to get the second and then third TC. MbL sells his stone? Wait, what? Did he not have the gold to click up without doing that? Why did MbL do this? Look at this. He's got the res to click up. And then he clicks. He's up. And then he sells his stone. That's super weird to me. I'm not sure I love that. Like, I think he wants to go aggressive in Castle Age, so he wants more gold. But I think you could save your stone and still go Cav Archers with the Huns. He'll probably just buy it back at some point. But I think he would have had plenty of time here. And Target continues to hang in here on water. Target did lose all of his fish. So that obviously hurts, but MbL, he only had 2 fish the entire time, so... MbL still making lots on water. Doesn't want to lose this control. Water can eventually become extremely important in the late game on this map. So both players still investing there. Does MbL know that Target is walled? He does kind of know that Target's walled on this side. You can't wall on the ice, though. So Cav Archers could still run around this way. MbL is actually adding scouts. And And then he's going to place a mill here and a mill here. See, this is where I'm a little confused. Like, why not just build a TC? But he's playing very open because he can. And Lightcap for map control against the Civ that will want the relics. Does make sense. This relic's a freebie there for Target. Love the town center and War Galley upgrade. Crazy close game. Res collected, 200 difference. But Target is faster to the next stage and can take advantage with some upgrades there. MbL is going to hide these demos. Let's look at this from Target's perspective. He's like, where is he? Let's kill him. Where on earth is he? Let's go. This is our moment. This is our moment. He goes in. MbL only shows one of the demos. The other ones are hiding. And Target dropping TC number 3. MbL demos. He's used them nicely as distractions. He just gets his upgrades now. He's going to land his demos, but so does Target. And MbL's got more ships. Wow, what a close game. What a crazy close game this is. And Target now on 3 TCs. So, back to my point from earlier. I think MbL could still make ships if he doesn't sell his stone. And I think he could drop the second TC now. Now he's mining stone to go get the second TC. It just, listen, I love MbL to death. I think he's still probably going to win this game because he's the favorite and he can get some crazy raids with Lightcav. Oh, God, he just sniped. Target! Target just lost 120 wood because MbL sniped the farms. But yeah, like, I think as the series progresses, I think if MbL wins this, he's up against Veleza in the round of 32. You got to have your TCs down. Lightcav paid off. And, oh, the idle time for Target. He's clearly very distracted. Maybe took a bad fight on water as well. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. The Lightcav. Oh, man. Crazy the amount of idle time Target has had because 3 Lightcav showed up. And then there could be villagers dead as well. And this is what we mean about the Huns. And back to my point earlier about MbL. If he stays in it, he's going to be a real pain to deal with. And Target's still competing for water here. No barracks even to make any spears. A couple forgotten vills. Being sniped off by MbL. And MbL's food count is crazy high. Almost feels like he might consider a fast imp. Probably want that second TC. But MbL's making more demos. And he just continues to sink wood into the Navy. MbL Veleza, best of 5, these settings. Who do you guys have right now? Let's just predict. Let's say MbL wins this series. No disrespect to Target, but let's think about it for a second. I did watch Veleza play all the other sets, even though I didn't cast it. Right now? Because MbL has this tendency to be unorthodox, which of course could be surprising and all that. I think I'd lean a little bit more towards Veleza. Just I'm telling you, the late TCs, that can be killer here. MbL killed 11 eco, lost 2, and the eco count's even right now. I think naturally MbL will probably win the water, maybe now, once and for all. And then he will go to that 3rd TC, go to that 4th TC. But there is no guarantee that right now MbL wins this series, wins this game. Target has done a sick job. And he's just hanging in, hanging around. 3 town centers pumping vills. MbL just now dropping TC number 3. Feels very natural that MbL will end up with 4. He may also end up with 4 relics. Because Target is going to find it difficult to find the relics or even bring them in because of the Lightcav. MbL looking around, roaming around with the Lightcav. Sees the monk there, wants to pounce on it. There's a spearman around, though, from Target. So Target will add that. It will start to add some spears. Now, here's a question. Huns, Lithuanians, post-imp, full text. Who do you got? I think I'm going Lithuanians. The very speedy and tanky Halbs and Skirms. Elite Latus, ignoring armor, could be really good. The Winged Hussar. Yeah, relics play a big role in that. If the Lithuanians only have a couple only have like 1 or 2 relics, maybe you prefer the Huns there. Big demo there from Target on MbL's light cav, clearing them out of the picture. Also, bombard cannons available for the Lithuanians, not for the Huns. Huns do have siege ram though, and Huns just feel super smooth, but they are awkward defensively. Can't house wall. Another demo. T90, do you think water is worth the amount of lost wood? I think since they both committed their builds towards it, it would have maybe felt a little awkward for them to just stop producing. But I have seen a lot of games on this map, and I think that I'm not certain full committing fast feudal to water is necessarily always worth it. I think you can do things to kill their fish and then just give up water and get the Castle Age lead. Kind of along the same lines of how I've said here, how having the TCs is so important. Like, the faster you get to TCs, the better. But, you know, the water is a massive area in the middle. And if you have galleons there in Imp, that can really help you on the shoreline. And, like, cannon galleons, too. So, I think that's maybe something I'm forgetting with, you know, bringing up the water. Because now we'll get to see Target's lost it. Target does have so many TCs, so many farms. But if he's going to be on water again, he needs to reclaim that somehow, and that won't be easy. It also hurts Target that his TC is so close to the shoreline now. Like, MbL's original TC was pretty far from the shoreline, which helps him now. I think this is a lot of control for MbL, and I've seen so many games where if he has that control, he's going to make life awkward for you. The Target is about to get relic number 2. Don't ask me how. I doubt he'll get relic number 3 because MbL's light cav are over here. But I guess MbL's other light cav getting demoed meant he was out of position there. And MbL slightly ahead with res collected. Starting to add the cav archers now. Crazy. This has been a fun one. Dom says hi. Thanks for the 4 months. Bonavi, thanks for the 30 again. Atris, thanks for the 7 months. As long-time lurker, love the channel. Thank you very much. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, see, MbL can freely take golds like this. Did I say doubt? Why is chat talking about doubt? Did I misspeak? I saw a partially built castle and my brain just defaulted to doubt? Or is that because I said I doubt? Oh, it's because I said I doubt someone can't... You guys are the worst. Okay. All right, I see what you did. Well, CA, kill the monk. And, I mean, this is an issue for Target. Like, the whole of Castle Age, the issue for him has been he doesn't have the army yet to compete. And he needs to fix that problem. Spearmen, though, are going to fix the problem. But you can't rely on that long term, so... The issue the previous game was that MbL had, like, 70% of the map. And even if the engagements weren't great, he held it. It feels like he's going for the same thing here. He's probably thinking, as long as I don't give him this area or any further in this area, I eventually just win the game. Now, there's resources everywhere. So it's not like Target can't make a crazy army. But what is Target actually going to make here? He's been very late to military techs. Very late to gain any type of control here. And MbL is just piling on the pressure here. I think the cav archers came a little faster than Target was expecting. MbL's micro has been great. And I think we're just seeing a little bit of a level difference between the two. It's a shame for Target because it's been so close. I think he's going to try Latus now. But he really needs the gold. He does have gold down here still. And then he needs upgrades and he needs armor. So Huns could just immediately open with Dramens. That's not something that MbL is necessarily going to think of. But you should be able to make Dramens without getting chemistry. Which I still think is bad, by the way. I think for balance purposes, I think you should have to wait for chemistry just like cannon galleons, but some people won't like that opinion. Dude, if there was ever a time for hill forts target, get hill forts. Give forts to your hills. It adds TC range. Oh man, there's CA everywhere. He can't keep up. Does have 15 vills in queue. Bill count's actually even. That's so many cav archers. And MbL's actually going to walk forward. He wants to just finish this game fast. It's funny, with the Draman chemistry thing, I've seen a bunch of players make Dramans after chemistry because they think that Dramans are unlock after chemistry when they don't. Just because it is logical. But the balance of the game right now is not necessarily logical. Yeah, when MbL feels this comfortable and he's able to pick you apart and he's the favorite, like MbL might get shaky here if he's the underdog, but he's this far ahead. Look, MbL makes the Dramans now after chemistry. Wait, did they actually change it? Is it available after chemistry now? Did they make the change, or is it just what I said it is? And MbL just thinks that that's what it is. I'm actually second guessing it now because it's the third time in this tournament I've seen it. Okay, he made them 10 seconds before chemistry. Got it. Well, Dramans from the shoreline are going to pile on even more pressure. Oh, man, can you imagine if Target had a demo here? Dude, MbL, that's a risky spot to be. But the GG's called. And, yep, MbL just hung in there. Listen, I'm going to take it all the way back to Feudal Age. Because Target had such a smooth build to win water. And he didn't expect MbL to be competing for it. Like, it's so disappointing for him. I'm going to show this again, right? So I want to show this. The transport's your scout. You don't have this in a normal water game. So he checks here, I think, looking to see if MbL's built another dock, but he's not thorough enough. He doesn't see any of this. And so I think he even moves it eventually. But basically because MbL's uptime was delayed, he said right now, MbL's going fast castle. And so he queues up a fishing ship. And he doesn't transfer more to gold. He just has no clue. And then, like, time ticks on. He's like, where's the fish? Wait a second, there's no fish. Where's his fish? This doesn't make any sense. Wait a second. Does he have a second dock? He must have a second dock. And then it's a second and a third dock. And he's like, oh my God. And then he's got to get more to gold. Then he's got to, like, had he not created that fishing ship, he would have had another fire galley, and he would have had a really nice lead based on what was actually happening, but he was already prepping fish boom. Now, from there, it was a very even game on water. I think for a while on land as well, like, Target could have maybe had some more chances than he did, but that's the frustrating thing for Target right there, because that, based on what was actually happening in this game, if it was all visible, he would have been way ahead of MbL, given MbL a tougher time. Someone says, is MbL sloppy or a genius? Great question. You never know. I think the thing about MbL is he's always super consistent, and he commits. He makes a lot of vills, or he's making a lot of army. That game, he made a lot of army early, and then he just used the map control with what army he had, and eventually caught up with the villagers. I mean, Res collected with the wood, food, stone, all that's still competitive for Target, but he had no map control. Just no gold. All right, guys, here we are. Game number 3. And MbL, I mean, the games have been close. The games have gone to Imp, but MbL just seems to be that step up over the underdog Target here. MbL in the red, playing as the Persians. This is his first Civ pick. So if he loses this, Target still has his first Civ pick available. Maybe a bit of momentum for Target, and maybe MbL start to slip a teensy bit. The Persians have a super smooth start here. They start with the extra wood. They start with the extra food. MbL walks over here on Golden Hill. Nice little TC spot. Nice little dock spot. And then Target TC's here. Also a good TC spot. You've got the shorefish for food. You've got the wood nearby, and then he'll eventually dock. But just the only difference here is MbL just docked right away and is building the TC with 2 vills. And then Target is TCing with 3 vills and will dock later on. So Wuzai, thanks for the 8 months. Hoof-hearted, thank you for the prime. Freeze a bird, thank you for the 11 months. Fudge the giraffe, thanks for the 5 months, man. Rooster Chuck says, remember to sub using Twitch Prime. There you go, chat. There's your reminder. Those that needed the reminder. Razman, what's up? Thank you. Welcome, guys. So, most of the games we've seen on this map have been a water build of some kind. Most of them. We did see a couple archer sneaks, but it's always in combination with water. Because basically, if you control the water, you control the center island. If you control the center island, that's very strong on this. Plus, of course, there's the fishing ships aspect. So, we've yet to... Well, there's been a couple entertaining games on this, but we've yet to see a lot of, like, super close Golden Hill games. I think it's because it's hard to play. But also the first round, you have a lot of lopsided matchups. So, be curious to see how this map plays once the games get really close. Because when games get really close, that's where you start to see the real potential of the map. We did add a little bit more gold tier compared to previous versions of this map. And we balanced out the food and wood and everything more than we did in the past too. So the start should be much better for players and a lot more predictable. MbL just that worker up right now because of the Persian bonus. I think it's like half a worker technically. And we'll see how he chooses to play this here. Roy, I thought for sure I gave you a shout out for the 64 months. Did I not? Anyways, he just called me out, chat. So sorry about that. He says, I wonder what happens in another 5-11. In another 5 months? Oh, for 69 months. Oh, of course. Well, of course, if I say 69 months, you know, chat's going to say nice. I thought you meant another 5 years. Because 64 months is a little over 5 years, right? Or is that math? Yeah. That's 5 years. There we go. I knew that. No Shoes Drew, thanks for the gifted subs. Holy crap, I've been awful today, chat. I've been awful. What if we had a mod which could somehow make Age of Empires 2 fully realistic? Hear me out. Like, if you could make it so when the villagers did this, their nets would get tangled, and then your eco would be super inefficient because those 2 vills would have to spend the next 20 minutes trying to untangle their nets. I mean, I could think of other examples. I don't think that's a rather specific thing. I don't think that could be made, but I cannot see 2 people netting next to each other and not think about them getting tangled. Because I used to fish a decent amount growing up, and it was a nightmare if you would cast over someone's line, you know? There's always that one guy in the neighborhood, that one guy in the group who didn't have good casting etiquette with their lines, and they would cast over your line. Ugh, those people were the worst. Whoa, is MbL about to click? Well, hold on. I think he wants to, but he forgot a building. Am I wrong here? MbL thinks he's a god, and he can't go up because he doesn't... Oh, I was just about to compliment MbL. I was like, whoa, this is so unlike MbL to have this wicked fast feudal time. Wow, like, what is this build order? And then he doesn't have the second building. Oh, classic. Well, hey, next round, if he gets there, that build order will be perfect. Yeah, we did have a player resign when that happened to them. So hopefully that doesn't happen here for MbL. Oh my god, that's so funny. It's just, the memes make themselves, man. The memes make themselves. I was just wondering, because he recently joined Tag, and I know that the other Tag players, like Cloud and like all the like lower ranked Cloud players, or at least Taiwanese players, Raze, like Sorakuma, like they're always super well prepped. I was like, if MbL could just copy off their homework and just, I mean, ideally MbL trains with them, communicates with them, all that good stuff. But if MbL could just copy off their build homework, it could be sick. MbL says gold, please, in the chat. Oh, because he walked to the middle and couldn't find gold. Wow, that actually is kind of interesting how the stone is built up here. Hart says, bro, he was Aftermath for 5 years and couldn't copy a single math homework. Who are you kidding, Tristan? Let's not try and put this all on MbL here, Hart. All right? AM were the copycat kids of the baguettes and Tyrant and GL for a very long time. But you're right. MbL probably couldn't copy the homework quite as well. Hart is question marking me. I'm not all the time. Not all the time. Not all the time. Not all the time. I think we just defended Hart. So 2 fires on the way. And it's going to be probably 3 for Target because he's going to have the 3rd dock. Checking the eco. Nothing on food except the fishing ships for Target. And I guess the dock villager. And then MbL pretty much the same. But MbL's towering the middle. Interesting. Actually, that tower is crazy good here. Normally, I wouldn't love that. But considering a lot of the gold is jumbled up here, it's actually very strong. MbL's fishing ship's wandering over this way. And he doesn't actually see that that's where Target is, but that's where Target is. Target doesn't see him either. And hello. Hello. Repairs are going to be needed from both here. But Target is obviously taking the gold at home. And he's also going for a barracks. And MbL is sneaking vills right now. Oh, man. So, I think this has a lot of fun potential here. MbL sneaking the vills is something I've been asking for. Because everyone's going all in water. I think that with how strong a demo can be in Fireship Wars, if you're able to surprise your opponent with the presence of a sneak of some kind, they can look away for a second. Maybe the demo can land and maybe crazy things happen. MbL already did land his demo, but there's his barracks now. MbL knows nothing about the opponent's side. And again, this could get out of hand very quickly here with all the fishing ships in a row. The docks are both probably producing demos. You have to be very careful here if you're Target. You got to split up your ships. Split them up. Split them up. That's actually not bad. That's actually really good for him. And MbL's trying to sail away. He doesn't have a repair villager nearby. So more and more, MbL needs to commit to the landing here. And now MbL is going to drop a tower there? That's interesting. What's even more interesting than all of that as MbL's fire ships loop around is this. And I wonder, has Target scouted that? Okay, guys. If you see the deer moving more than once, you should probably check. You also could be thinking, why am I winning on water versus MbL? What happened here? Is it possible that he didn't have as much wood and as much gold for some particular reason? Target's going to be super confused because he sees that tower. And now he's getting loom and coming to the middle with man-at-arms. MbL is going to dock over here. All hell is broken loose in this game, guys. This is going to be crazy. Target does not know MbL has a tower in the middle as well. But, I mean, you could rush it down. Can you not? And MbL's archers won't be anywhere close. Yo, Target just yeets his whole life with this tower. I don't know about that, man. Because MbL, he likes this type of thing. MbL has a lot of vills here. He does lose one. The tower will fire on Target's units. Target might not want to play this game for too long. He's going to back away. And still, though, MbL was pulled off of gold there, right? That's actually crazy. MbL, because he had to vill fight, didn't have gold. He will have 2 archers in a skirm. And Target is adding a range. Target does have the stone to build the tower. MbL does not. He could maybe take MbL off some of the gold, but there's still a lot more gold there. Really paranoid position for Target because you don't want to sit next to a Persian dock because they stay up forever. You're worried you're going to get demoed. I like this. Just taking out this tower. This tower is one of the weirdest moves I think I've seen so far on this map. MbL still patiently massing those archers and Target has no clue. And yeah, like this tower was never going to accomplish much. I think MbL is just kind of going with the flow. It was too close to the shoreline. And if you build it further back from the shoreline, I don't think it accomplishes as much. MbL's archers. Can they find damage? Does Target have any clue? Target does not have any clue. He went to the middle with man-at-arms again. And that tower fire is going to be really helpful the second you get pushed away from that tower. MbL's done a great job holding there. Now, Target is getting fletching. So is MbL. If he sees this, if MbL wanders into his vision, he can just turn around and he could come here. What's even crazier is he could walk into MbL's base. MbL's got nothing. But MbL hits first. And MbL has fletching in now. And he's already killed one Vil. The archers are on the way back here for Target. And this is some beautiful little initiative from MbL. And this opens up some big opportunities for demos, too. Because right now, the Navy's all distracted for Target. Beautiful value from the sneak here for MbL. He's Persians. So his TC's producing all those Vils faster to recover from here. And yet again, we're in a situation where MbL takes control. You know the scoreline, you know the players and their ranks, and you're just like, oh no, Target. Can he hold it together? Guys, I really think going 2 docks and a Vil to walk over to the other side will be seen more in the higher ranks. I think it really gives good opportunities to the player who might lose water. And it's just so important to take control away, take that initiative in the game. And Target, remember, he's killed the fish, but he's trying to work down these docks. He only has the 5 fishing ships to be excited about. He does have some skirms here. Yeah, so this army probably gets killed off now. These are Dravidian skirms. MbL's Vils are still around, though. We'll see what they do next. MbL taking the berries behind this, taking the shorefish for food, and he is waiting. He just built a new tower, but MbL is going to want to use that demo. Any other Civ but Persians, and Target's in a way better spot, but these docks are just so strong, right? MbL hops out with his fires. Target's probably like, are you kidding me? I wanted to stop producing on water. Now he's going to be back. Because Target's chasing this. Dude, MbL is so good at taking the initiative. Even if it's not like... Even if it's not in the most common of ways. When he takes a little bit of initiative against you, he's going to keep it and set himself up for the next wave. Finally, Target's going to kill this army, but think about what else has happened. He's clicked up to Castle Age. And now he's making a stable. Target needs to go find that. Target's made a lot of skirms to kill archers. He's like, yes, I've killed the archers. We've got them right where we want them. Well, now, no. There's a stable here. This is textbook, guys. This is perfect. And then MbL is also still producing on water. He hasn't forgotten about that. Also, he has fishing ships fishing over here with this sneak dock. It's not like he's actually lost his fish. That's something Target will regret allowing. Just too many things happening for Target right now. And MbL, remember, stone and gold in the middle. That's the big thing. So, if MbL's got stone and gold in the middle, if he's going to have land control on Target's side, the trifecta would be MbL landing a really big demo and coming back on water. That might not happen. But a lot of pressure on the underdog right now. 6 demos for Target. That is borderline misclick territory. Boom! Didn't misclick that one, though. Yeah, MbL is going to lose his ships. That's really nice for Target. MbL's up. You're kind of thinking, how is he up when I had fish and he didn't? But it's Persian economy. And there's other ways to get food. If this map didn't have the shorefish on it, by the way, like, a lot of my opinions would change. You can still up to Castle Age just placing mills on the shorefish and the farms. Spears on the way. Cheap barracks upgrades available for the Dravidians. So in theory, you could absolutely get pikemen now. But a couple additional skirms from MbL, getting some nice value on the spears before pikemen could come in. And MbL building a TC now in the middle. He's like, come and get me. Now it's a Persian TC, 4,800 HP, as strong as a castle in the middle where all that stone and gold is. Second TC here for Target. And he's probably just like, man, my strategies didn't pan out because crazy things just kept happening in these games. The unexpected kept happening. Previous game, MbL was laid up, so he thought, okay, he's not going water. Surprise, he's on water. Game 1, I mean, MbL was Romans. He had to build outposts all around the map. Just went for this crazy boom. I mean, if Target played 5 practice games, he probably would have never experienced any of these things. Or 5 practice sets, he probably would have never fully experienced the situations he did here today. That's what MbL does. He tries to make you play his type of game. There are players that can get a lead against him before it turns into that. Those are the players MbL will fear in this tournament. Hart's a good example of that if he's still watching. You know, the Viper, Hera, all these guys. All the guys you consider to be like really good with their transitions and their build orders. Their openings. But I do think that, you know, Target being ranked 50, not quite at that level. And Target's also not known for that. Now hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm saying all these things, right? These are the normal caster things to say before someone dies. I don't think we're done yet. MbL's building a random monastery over here. And there are monks around. Target's kind of surrounding MbL's buildings right now. MbL's going to produce to do whatever he could do to try and make this awkward. He's got a mangonel here. He's going to have a camel here. He's got a cav archer here. He's got a knight here. He's got a monk here. It's just like such a wild assortment of units. I think if MbL just had light cav, that would be ideal. There's so many monks standing around without protection. But I don't know if he has the food for that at the moment. Eventually, Target's going to need to come to the middle. Okay, there's a monk. Target's like, what? He's got a monastery? How does he have a monastery here? And then the mangonels pop out. And then he's like, what? He's got 2 mangonels? It must be so annoying to play against. Oh, man. Oh, mangonel from Target gets close to the camel. He shouldn't lose this, right? Not to a camel. No, bro, you got monks around Target. No, not to a camel. Oh, man. Yikes. That's painful. Another mangonel from MbL. Elephant won't approach the mangonels because MbL's just ready. And I think Target is just hoping for the best there, and the best is never going to happen. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. The mangonels are literally and figuratively on target for MbL. And with MbL still having the middle and being the best mangonel microer in the game, this is probably going to be it. I think Target just kind of mentally lost the game the second the sneak came in. He was already down 2-0. That was a really bad engagement. MbL just somehow sniped another mangonel. What in the world? But yeah. Sometimes, we all know this, when you're up against Siege and Monks, you're frustrated. Some people just yeet their stuff in there, and they hope they get lucky. And then, these days, there's not as much Monk RNG. So, usually, you should be able to assess the situation a little bit more before you go into a fight. But MbL eats this TC. And he's going to be able to eat this TC. And Target's going to defend what little he has left on water, but he's losing all of his land now. This is the second game in the series where MbL has started the third line of units on Capture Age. Because he creates so many random things. Oh boy, big moment. No light cap for Target. Light cap upgrade didn't complete yet. I don't think it would have mattered. Still, his TC is going to go down, and Target taps out, calls the GG. Target's a really good player. Could have won game number 1. Could have absolutely won game number 1. His opening in game number 2 was really good, but he mind-gamed himself. He thought, oh, MbL's not coming to water when he was. And then this game, I think you just got to hand it to MbL. He went for the sneak archers, and I think that was the key. Because it was just such Fire Galley v Fire Galley focus. Target wasn't expecting the sneak. Target could have sent, like, if Target would have just sent his archers to MbL's side, well, MbL might have seen it because he was in the middle, which is an important point. But MbL had nothing there either. But MbL just hit him first, right? And Target had to chase and adapt, and MbL wins 3-0. So good series.